Hello dear students, let us start our discussion about Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart law. What is Biot-Savart law? This is a simple law which provides the information about the small magnetic field due to a small current element. So to know more about Biot-Savart law, let us assume that this is a current carrying conductor and that has a current carrying through it is amount of I. So if we take the small part of this conductor, that is dl here, then what will be the magnetic field due to the small current carrying conductor part at any point? Suppose that this is a point P where we want to calculate the magnetic field due to this small current element. So if the current flowing through this dl is I, then if we multiply by the current to this dl, then the I dot dl is combining in jointly is known as current element. What? Current element. So if the value of the current element is ideal, then what will be the value of the magnetic field due to this small current element at this point? So if we assume that the value of the small magnetic field due to this small current element at point P is dB, then if we join the midpoint of this ideal to the P, then if we assume that this is the position vector of point P from the small current element, position vector of this point P with respect to this current element is R, then the amount of the magnetic field due to this current element at this point will depend upon the current element, the value of the current element. This is proportional to value of current element ideal, and if we write it as, then we can write it at in magnitude form because this is taken in magnitude, and this is also proportional to the sine of the angle made between the current angle and position vector, that is sine of the theta. And also this magnitude of the magnetic field at this point depends on the square of the distance of this point from the current element, that is 1 upon r square. Okay, so inversely proportional to the square of the distance of this point from this current element. So if we join all these, magnitude of the magnetic field at any point due to current element is directly proportional to I dl sine of theta divided by r square. If we remove this proportionality sign, then we get a constant that have a value of nearly about mu 0 upon 4 pi. This proportionality constant will obtained with the help of the experiment. So this will be equal to I into dl sine of theta divided by r square. So this is the amount of the magnetic field due to this small current element. This is a simple Biot-Savart law. If you want to write this law in the vector form, then we have to place this in the form of the cross product of two different vectors, because we are seeing that there are two different cross vectors. One is current element is a vector quantity, and other is the position vector. So these two are the vectors, so we can easily demonstrate the magnetic field well expressed in the form of cross product of current element and the position vector. So if we write this in the vector form, then we can write it as mu 0 upon 4 pi I into dl, this is in vector form, dot I and dl, and the angle between them is sin theta. So we can take n is at the product cross of the R divided by R square. Apply the Ampere's swimming rule or the Maxwell's right hand thumb rule, then we easily get what will be the direction of the magnetic field at this point due to this current element. If we put this wire in our right hand, then after catching it, if the direction of the current flowing through the wire is in upward direction, then the curling of the finger at this point indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So at this point the direction of the magnetic field is in just entering in the plane of the board inward. So this can be indicated by a cross symbol. So this can be indicated by a simple cross product of two vector quantity ideal and unit vector of R, because if we take the ideal as first vector and R is the second vector, then if we stretch our right hand fingers along the first vector and curl it along the second vector, that is R, then the direction of the thumb indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So if the direction of the magnetic field at this point is in inward direction, so we can write it as the cross product of ideal cross unit vector of R. So if we write this unit vector of R in the form of vector, then this can be written as dV is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi ideal cross of vector R divided by R cube, because if we multiply here in numerator and denominator with the magnitude of the position vector, then magnitude of position vector, and this is the square of the magnitude of position vector, so in denominator it becomes R cube, and the magnitude and direction both the product of these both becomes the vector of position, that is cross. So this is the vector form of the Biot-Savart law. Okay, so this is all about the small magnetic field due to a small current element at any point. Okay, so let us come to the next topic. If you want to calculate what due to a straight wire, okay, so a finite length of straight wire is given at here. Suppose that if we have a straight wire at here and this wire containing a current flowing through itself, then we want to field at any point P, suppose that due to this total length of the wire. So in this we can apply Biot-Savart law again, because in Biot-Savart law we calculate the magnetic field due to a small current element. So for simplicity, let us take there is a small current element ideal. Here is length of this rod is dl and the current flowing through is I, so value of the current element will be ideal. So if we join the mid of this dl to the point P, then this indicates the direction of the position vector, that is R. Okay, if we want to know what is the direction of the current element to the position vector, then we can easily obtain this will be the value of theta. So if we draw perpendicular from the point P on the wire, then if we take the length of this perpendicular from the point P to the wire is A, that is the perpendicular distance of the point P from the wire is A, then we can write it as what will be the value of the magnetic field due to this small current element. So if the value of the small magnetic field at here, since the current is going in upward direction, so the magnetic field at this point will be in just inward direction. So this will be written as mu 0 upon 4 pi ideal cross R divided by R cube. If we write it as in the theta form, then we get mu 0 upon 4 pi ideal sine of theta divided by R of square. So if we want to know more about this magnetic field, due to this total length of the wire, then we have to integrate this. But with what respect we integrate it? So first we want to calculate what will be the factor around which we can take the integration. So suppose that this is angle theta, and if we take this is the angle phi. So if we join the point P from the one end of the wire and also the other end of the wire, then we are seeing that there are two different angles. One is here and other is at here. So if we take this as a phi 1, if we take this as phi 1, it means the length of the wire below the perpendicular point is makes the angle phi 1, and just above of this line makes the angle phi 2. Okay, so we can take the integration phi 1 to phi 2. So first we have to write this in the term of phi. So mu 0 upon 4 pi is constant, I is constant, and dl sin theta and r, they can be changed with the help of each other. So suppose that if we take the value of sine of theta, what will be the value of theta? Sine of theta can be taken as perpendicular divided by base hypotenuse. So a divided by r. Okay, so a divided by r. And if we take this angle as theta phi, then we also get what cos of phi is equal to a by r also. So this can be written as cos of phi. So if we assume that the midpoint of this current element from the perpendicular the point where the perpendicular of drawn from the P intersect the conductor is L, then it means if we see in this triangle, in this right angle triangle, then if you take the tan of phi, so what will be the value of tan of phi? Tan of phi will be equal to L divided by A, that is perpendicular divided by base. So this will be equal to L by A. So from here we can write it as what? L equal to A tan of phi. So from here we can easily get what will be the value of L. So we want to calculate what is the value of DL. So for getting the value of DL, we have to integrate it, differentiate it. So value of DL is equal to A, and the differentiation of tan phi with respect to phi, it becomes sec square phi dot d phi. Okay, if we partially differentiate it, then we get dl equal to a sec square phi d phi. So we easily obtain what will be the value of dl and also value of sine of theta. So value of sine of theta becomes cos of phi, and if we put all these value in this equation, then we get what? Magnitude of the magnetic field B is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi and I into dl, that is a sec square phi dot d phi dot cos of phi, because sin theta equal to cos phi, divided by r square. So if we multiply and divide by a in this equation on the right side, then we get here r square divided by a r square. So a square by r square, it means a by r. From here a by r is equal to cos phi. So if we multiply and divide by a in this, then we get here r is a square and here a. So what will be the r square? This will be equal to cos square phi. From here we can write it as a square by r square. This will be equal to cos square phi. So if we place r square, a square by r square as cos square phi, then we get the value of dB is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi, and this is cos square phi, the product of the cos square phi and sec square phi becomes 1, and here cos phi d phi, here from here I into cos phi d phi divided by a. This is the formula. So this is the small magnetic field due to this small current element. So if we want to find out what will be the total magnetic field at this point due to this wire, then we have to integrate it with respect to phi. Then total magnetic field at point P will be equal to what? Integration of the phi from where? Minus of phi, because when we are going in downward direction, then it can be taken as minus, and in upward direction, then it can be taken as positive. So minus of phi 1 to phi 2, what? Mu 0 upon 4 pi I into cos of phi d phi by a. So if we take mu 0 upon 4 pi I by a as common, then we get what? Minus phi 1 to phi 2 cos of phi d phi, cos of phi d phi. So integration of cos of phi d phi is equal to what? Integration of cos phi d phi equal to sin of phi. So this will provides us the value of the magnetic field dB is equal to mu 0 upon 4 pi I by a into sine of phi from where? Minus phi 1 to phi 2. So if we put the value of phi 1 first, phi 2 first, and then minus of minus sine phi 1, then minus, if we take from the argument, then the minus sign becomes plus. So mu 0 upon 4 pi I by a, and from here we get sine of phi 2 plus sine of phi 1. So we can write it as sine of phi 1 plus sine of phi 2. So this is the simple formula which will provide us the value of the magnetic field due to a finite length of wire at any point. So what is the formula? Formula is the value of the magnetic field at the point is mu 0 upon 4 pi I by a and sine of phi 1 plus sine of phi 2. If we put the value of the phi 1 and phi 2, then we easily get what will be the value of the magnetic field if the current and the perpendicular distance of the point from the wire is given. So this is all about the Biot-Savart law. Now let us see some different applications of Biot-Savart law, that is the total magnetic field due to a circular current loop. So we can derive an expression for the magnetic field due to a circular current loop on any axial point. Okay, tomorrow we will discuss the total magnetic field at any axial point due to a circular current loop, and also tomorrow we will discuss the total magnetic field due to the circular current loop at the center of the circular current loop. This will be also another application of the Biot-Savart law, and we will discuss also about the Ampere circuital law tomorrow. Okay, till now, thank you, take care.